you wanna get into the science of you. Starting from school, we were conditioned to learn about all these other people's histories, all these other people's stories. You know what I'm saying? That don't have nothing to do with us, don't have nothing to do with our family, and we never really get told to sit and learn about or study ourselves. And with like celeb culture, as a man, you might know about you might know about LeBron's stats from when he was a freshman in high school. You might know that by heart, but know nothing about yourself. As a lady or even as a man, you might know everything about Rihanna and Beyonce. You might know their birthdays, you might know the name of their cousin, you might know what hospital they were born in, and know nothing about the significance of yourself. And you have to ask why. Why is LeBron's stats more important than your story? You know what I'm saying? Why is Rihanna and Beyonce's story more important than yours? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you can't be a fan of theirs, but it's like, shit, if you're gonna know everything about them, you should at least know yourself too. You don't think so? And if you don't think so, you need to sit with yourself and ask yourself, like, damn, why don't I feel like my story is important? Why don't I feel like I have a story worth diving into? Why am I so obsessed with these other people, but I don't share that same obsession for myself? That's a serious question right there. And I mean, and I want you to understand that your story is just as important as these strangers. They ain't special because they on TV. They ain't special because they have money. You know what I'm saying? You're special. And you have to start feeling that way. Because if you don't, that's going to be a result of your life. If you don't feel special, your life ain't going to be special. And the day you start feeling special is the day your life going to start feeling special. It's up to you to put that power on yourself and empower yourself. And when you empower yourself, you're going to have the power to accomplish all the things that you want to. So everything about you is important. You know what I'm saying? You have to treat yourself like you're a character, a character in a movie. Everything about you is important. The hospital you were born in, the streets you grew up on, the where your family is from, where their family is from. You know what I'm saying? All of this stuff has importance. You want to get into the science of you. You want to look up the significance of your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Because as black people, we just have it that if you're not somewhere in Nigeria or in Africa somewhere, that basically what you're doing, really kind of don't matter. It's like I kind of feel like that's how people be shaping it. So it's like if I live on this street, even though this is a historic street in America, that doesn't matter because I'm not in Africa right now. And you have to stop looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? I live in Connecticut right now. Some of the streets and stuff that I grew up on was the same streets when the dudes was like writing the Declaration of Independence and stuff. Like they was living in them same neighborhoods. And that's just interesting to me. That's a cool part of my story. I feel like that's a cool thing to tell. You may not feel that way. That's you. Worry about your story. You know what I'm saying? But I'll be diving into the science of all of my story. I want to know, my name is Malik and that means king. And I was born at Kings County Hospital. And I just believe that has some sort of significance. And those are the type of things I'm saying you should dive into about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I was also born in Crown Heights. Another reference to being a king. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Dive into that part of your story. Get into your genealogy. Get into the meaning of your name. My name also means angel. It also means teacher. What does your name mean? Just because your name is Ashley or something, that doesn't mean that it doesn't translate to something that's way older and ancient. And get into the science of your last name, you know what I'm saying? The concept of a slave name may not always be what we were told in school. Like I told you, like I've said before, I found out my last name was connected to indigenous Jamaican people. It doesn't come from slavery. And I'm not special. Other people have similar stories. So you really need to get into the science of stuff like that. Get into the significance of the place you live in. Get into the history of it. You know what I'm saying? What is it like if you live in Tennessee? What was going on in Tennessee in the 1500s, in the 1200s? You know what I'm saying? What was going on? What's the significance of that place? Why do you live there? What's the connection? What kind of connections can you make to that? You know what I'm saying? This is the part of your story that you could be tapping into. And if you want to go on a deeper level, get into your astro chart so you can learn about astro as in astrology. Get into your astrology chart so you can really, really pinpoint and learn a lot of stuff about yourself. Get into the science of your friends, where they're from, where their family is from. Get into and then on a really, really deep level, you want to get into your tendencies, why you do things, why you react to things the way you do, why you like the things you do. What are your favorite things? What do you like to do? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What triggers you? What makes you get up in the morning? You know what I'm saying? If you're depressed, why you depressed? If you happy, why you happy? You know, you want to start questioning and interviewing yourself. You want to become an expert on you. Get into the science of you. Fuck all these other people. Why do you know Tracy McGrady's stats and you don't know shit about yourself? Why do you know every single thing about this rapper's BM and you don't know nothing about yourself? What is the point of that? That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? All of that saying is to me is that you must not like yourself. You must think this celebrity is more important than you. And that's a horrible way to think, because your thoughts dictate your reality. So your reality is going to reflect exactly how you feel and how you think. So until you start putting more of that power back on yourself and giving yourself more of that energy that you give to all these other people that you don't even know, that nigga might be a loser in real life. You know what I'm saying? Look at Scottie Pippen. Become an expert on you, because knowledge of self is vital. Is probably the most important key you could have. You know, I talk about keys to this and keys to that. The keys to you is probably the most important keys you're going to have, because God is on the inside. So once you get closer to yourself, you also going to get closer to God as well. You know, so just something to think about. Why are you so obsessed with all these other people, with all these other strangers, even if it's so-called heroes? You know, ain't no sense in knowing all this shit about Malcolm X. You don't know nothing about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense in knowing all this stuff about some Egyptian pharaoh. You don't know nothing about yourself. Get into the science of yourself, because all that is showing is how much you love yourself, or how much you're starting to put the focus, attention, and love back on yourself if you didn't have it there before. You know what I'm saying? Start uncovering these things. Start getting into the science of your story, of the things that you connected to, of your name, you know, the significance of it. You know what I'm saying? Why did your parents name you that? Even if they have a reason. You know, a lot of these names, especially the ones that we call ghetto names, are usually like Arabic names or native names. And if you have an Arabic name, you have a name of God. But no one's probably ever told you that before. And that, you know, it's the little shit like that that'll just change your whole perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, I got a name of God. Like, oh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really be those little stuff that you could just use to empower yourself to get to where you need to be on your journey. You know, so get into the science of you.